back.
Way to go, dancers. Don't you guys go anywhere.
That's it.
What sets No Barriers apart is that we are able to provide programs for quite a wide variety of populations. Today we have a group of kids up here called Kids at Heart, and they focus on taking foster kids out into the outdoors, and we did the high ropes course, a little hike, gaga ball, just enjoying nature.
Yeah, and then once it starts coming out. Yeah, John!
It's really important for us to take our youth and our community and get them to connect with the natural world. I think we miss that a lot with TV and phones, and I think it's really good for our bodies and our souls to just kind of like be out here and be still without any distractions.
Hello, everybody! Let's have a round of applause for our band. They were phenomenal, and you will hear more of them as the evening goes on. For those of you that weren't here last night, my name is Nate Gillette. I'm a former No Barriers employee, longtime No Barriers fan, and I am thrilled to be up here talking to you guys today. And honestly, the pleasure to get to introduce and chat with some close friends, some peers, and some phenomenal people. So it's going to be an exciting evening, and I would love to hear some noise if you guys had a good day today. So pound on your tables, give some hoots and hollers. Nice. I know that myself and my coworkers, we saw a lot of awesome stuff happening down at the archery range. Give me one more hoot and holler table pound if you came down and shot some archery with us today. Nice. All right, I want everybody, since I think I gave you guys some instructions last night, to meet people next to you, to shake hands, to give high fives, to introduce yourself to strangers. And I would love it if you guys could yell out a name of somebody you met, and if you see that person, point at them. Cool. Would anybody like to come up and say a nice little sentence about the person they met today? I'll come to you. I'll make it one better. Coming down. All right, what's your name, man?
Dustin.
Dustin, who'd you meet today?
I met Noah and the basketball wheelchair team over here, and it was absolutely amazing. We had such a blast. We all got in wheelchairs today, and we raced, and we played games, and we shot from wheelchairs. It was incredible.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Hey, let me get one more person. All right. Coming over.
Yeah, also spent some time with these guys. It was awesome. But the amount of passion and you really enjoyed in teaching people how to do fencing. So that was really cool to see you get up there and talk about your whole history of how you got into it. So congratulations and good luck on everything you're doing. So
nice. Thanks, man. I have one more. I got to spend time with this gentleman here, Brian. We got to shoot some bows today. Brian, it was a pleasure to meet you. Can you sum up your archery experience in one word? Spectacular. That's pretty solid. Thanks, Brian. And maybe one more. What's your name, sir?
Leif.
Leif, who did you meet today?
Nate.
You already knew me. What did you do today?
Played archery with him.
Cool. Very good. Leif is addicted to archery. Okay, so the fun that we have planned for tonight, we're going to have some more music from our phenomenal band. And just to let you guys know where you're at, so we are in this amazing great hall here at the YMCA, the Rockies. We have a bunch of white tables, circular tables out in the crowd. Lots of friendly faces. Not too many people with frowns. A lot of smiles out there. We have some beautiful curtains behind us and a screen behind me. So it's a pretty cool little scene in here. And whoever's doing the lights, let's give it up to our lights guy, because it's a good vibe. Yeah. Cool. And then as far as me, just for those of you that can't see me, I'm a dashingly handsome man. I am follically challenged up top. I have my favorite party and dance shirt on. It's a nice orange Hawaiian shirt to match with the No Barriers brand. So yeah, we're there. I'm ready to get down and do some dancing after this. So one thing to note, our bar is open in the back corner of the room. All right, give it up for our bartenders back there. And guys, please know, if you want to enjoy a beverage, you will need to provide ID, and please enjoy responsibly. All right. So our lineup for tonight, throughout the night, we're going to talk to Chris Lane, who is Miss Wheelchair Colorado. Yeah. We are going to watch a short movie with Kara Brauhard called Kara, Star of the World. And very shortly here, we are going to hear from my friend Melissa Simpson and Antoinette Lee Toscano, and they are going to talk a little bit about what Melissa has been up to lately. So I would love to introduce Melissa Simpson. Hi, Melissa. Good. Is Melissa's mic working, you guys? Okay, we get to share.
Hi, you guys. I'm just gonna yell. I was just singing earlier, so I'm just gonna yell at you guys. No, just kidding. They're just gonna hold the mic for me.
This is one of the many rope team duties that we do here.
Yep.
Cool. So, Melissa, I think the crowd would love to know a little bit about you and why No Barriers is so important in your life.
Well, I first got introduced to No Barriers in 2017 when Eric Weinmeier was our commencement speaker up at Colorado Mountain College in Leadville. And I got really into this No Barriers life. They were showing pictures and stuff that he's done, and I was like, whoa, I need to step up my game a little bit. So immediately I started looking into this No Barriers life, and I told my mom and family, I said, this is the path I want to take.
And what was your first No Barriers experience?
It was one of tremendously many, but my first No Barriers experience was in 2019 at the No Barriers Summit.
Nice. And what from that, what was like the hook where you were like, this is for me, this is my people?
Well, in 2019, I came home and I told my mom I never felt more free of my disability in my entire life. And mind you, I was born way in
You were born teeny tiny, right? And I know that from our past conversations, that was not an easy growing up for you, right? So, Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's yeah. Yeah, you're good. Chill, yeah.
And I felt excluded my entire life until 2017. And then I'm the subject that's from my window, which you can find on video for free.
Can we get a hoot and holler and a pound? If you guys have seen From My Window, I'll take that as most of the room.
And I live day to day. I gotta keep reaching. Reaching is my most important element of the No Barriers life, and I also rely on Rope Team, which is huge in my life. I have literally I was born with very spastic tone, and it's controlled my whole body. But I have been going to physical therapy lately, and that's been really helping me. And if you guys are around tomorrow, you guys are in for a treat.
Nice. And I know for you, physical therapy kind of takes, there's a lot of different versions of it. And, you mentioned Reach and Rope Team. Would you like to tell these guys a little bit about the recent Reach with some of your awesome Rope Team members?
So can I say it?
You can say whatever you want. You got the microphone. These people have to listen to you.
So my recent Reach was just last weekend, and you'll hear more about that coming up from Miss Antoinette, as this was one of my top favorite barrier-breaking experiences of my 5 years of being in No Barriers, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm trying to get out the right words.
The whole weekend. I think she wants you to enjoy the whole weekend, maybe? No? And without further ado, we would love to welcome to the stage adaptive accessibility athlete, No Barriers board member, friend of both of us, and hopefully friend of many more of you in the audience, Miss Antoinette Lee Toscano.
Hi, everybody. So I'm happy to be here at Summit because one of my favorite things is seeing all the people that I know, like Nate. Nate and I used to live in the same town, and we used to whitewater kayak together all the time. But when I first came to whitewater kayaking, I showed up with a walker, a service dog, a full-time caregiver, and I saw people rolling their boats in this pool, and I thought, I'm out of here. I can't do that. But then an instructor named Brian looked at me and said, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you can't do that. But this blind guy named Eric Weinmeier just kayaked all 277 miles of the Grand Canyon. So you can get in that pool, young lady. I was like, I don't know who this Eric is, but he set the bar way too high. But I'm glad he did, because every time I got worried that I wasn't gonna go to my next level in whitewater kayaking, I remembered what Eric accomplished. Fast forward, 8 or 9 years later, I'm interviewing Melissa about her award-winning film, From My Window, and she says, Eric Weinmeier inspired me to learn how to whitewater kayak, and I said, oh, I got you. I can definitely help you with that. So I reached out to some of my sponsors, like Badfish SUP, Kokatat and Whitewater TV. We put together a rope team. Melissa worked hard for a year to get her body in condition for whitewater kayaking, and here's what happened next. Play the movie.
When you look at us in the paddle sports community on paddleboards and brightly colored boats gliding across the lake and barreling into whitewater rapids, you probably have one of two thoughts. Those people are out of their minds, or I wish I could do that. I live by the No Barriers 7 life elements as a No Barriers warrior, ambassador, and board member. It takes a lot for anyone to get out on the water. Multiply that effort by 1,000 when you have a disability as I do. Yet, at No Barriers, we know what's within you is stronger than what's in your way. It all starts with community. A rope team of people willing to be as invested in you as you are in yourself. So, when Melissa told me her goal to learn how to kayak, I tapped into the Elevate life element, which calls on us to impact the world as a leader who serves. And something magical happened. What she thinks we might do to support Melissa on the water.
I'm Liesl Begno. I'm a certified therapeutic recreation specialist and a para-certified triathlon coach.
I'm Dave Cimino. I'm a physical therapist and I've been working with Melissa for a few years now. Really, most recently, we're really just working on a lot of functional activities.
The seated paddleboard that Antoinette has, and we looked at just how to have you get on and off the paddleboard.
Any kind of like foot block or anything, or like something that she can push her feet against.
Is there any way maybe the outside of the seat could be angled up, sitting back towards the back more?
Some yoga blocks or some pool noodles stacked here to keep her knees upright.
You guys probably know this that have been on the water. Eric has told me that to go left, you have to paddle right. To go right, you have to paddle left. That is gonna be a challenge.
You're gonna figure out what works for you and how you paddle, how you move forward and how you move backwards is gonna be how you make it happen. So there's not a right or wrong way to do it, and Antoinette's gonna walk you through how that's gonna work for you.
Practicing with the kayak paddle right now, so that might be the best.
So Melissa, after last weekend's expedition, what do you think about paddle sport?
It is one heck of an experience, and it was one of the best top experiences of No Barriers breaking experiences I've had yet.
But wait, there's more. I have some exciting news. I can hardly stand it. Next year at Summit, we're gonna have paddle sports, adaptive paddle sports, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, adaptive paddleboarding. I can't wait. See you on the river. Maybe see you on the lake. All right.
We're just giving you a little mood music here as we get the next presentation started. So if you know this song by Steely Dan, please sing along. Home at Last.
Yes. How about the band, guys? Give it up for Groove in Motion. And just so you guys know, they are, how many of y'all are there?
14.
On a good
Today
day,
we got 12.
12. So there is a lot of brass up here, a lot of stuff. These guys are phenomenal looking. Let's give them one more round of applause.
We'll see you in a couple minutes. Thank you.
Yeah. They will be back soon. Until then, though, I have another wonderful guest to introduce to you guys. A man who has a history of home health care, mountaineering, adaptive mountain climbing, and I believe his organization knocked off the first wheelchair user summit for Mount Elbert, which is the tallest peak in Colorado. I'd love to introduce Mr. Jeffrey Lockwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all for coming out here tonight. I am Jeffrey Lockwood. I am the executive director and founder of the Lockwood Foundation. For description's sake, I'm about 6 foot tall. I have long brown hair that probably shouldn't go past my shoulders, but it does. I'm wearing a purple shirt and navy blue pants and really cool looking sneakers, so for what that's worth. So I'm Jeffrey Lockwood, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Lockwood Foundation, which is an organization that facilitates adventures in the mountains for people with limited mobility. We create that access through technology and the strength of community itself. In 2020, our community organization accomplished a historical first in aiding the first wheelchair user, Zara Vargas, who was actually at the summit last year, up the tallest peak in Colorado, which is Mount Elbert. In 2021, we repeated that feat with another adaptive athlete, Christine Gilmore, who I think might be in the audience tonight. Christine, are you out here? Yeah, let's give it up for Christine. So before that moment on the summit of Mount Elbert, we were really not supposed to be there. We were taking on what was considered then as an impossible task. We shouldn't have been there. We shouldn't have reached the summit. But like what we're doing here at No Barriers this weekend, the power of community and strength, the power of community strength and support triumphs over all limitations. Through the Lockwood Foundation, I met a very special person. Someone who is inspiring others to break their own barriers, to break down their own barriers. Chris Lane is a registered nurse. She was Miss Wheelchair America runner-up in 2022. She was Miss Wheelchair Colorado in 2020-21. She is a peer mentor for Craig Hospital and the Dana and Christopher Reeves Foundation, a board member of the Home Builders Foundation, and an ambassador for the Lockwood Foundation. Chris was in a hiking accident and fell 80 feet, which left her paralyzed from the chest down. She found the Lockwood Foundation after hearing about a person with a disability having summited the highest peak in Colorado, and then she reached out. And she had thought that she would never hike again. Without further delay, get up, get out, and get welcoming Chris Lane.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, band, for wonderful music we get to dance to tonight, because I'm a dancer. I love to dance. But I'm really here to tell my story. Thanks for No Barriers for inviting me on this stage, because this is what I love to do. October 28th of 2016, 5.5 years ago. It was my son's 17th birthday. And anybody who has kids, I like to roll when I talk. Any of you that have kids want to spend the time with your kids or family on their special days, right? So I asked my son, what do you want to do for your birthday this year? And he goes, oh, Mom, there's been a few of us, my nephew. I had an exchange student from Barcelona, Spain that was living with us, who is also an outdoorsy hiker, mountaineer, loves doing everything. They had everything in common. So those two meshed, and they've been practicing. All four of them had been practicing this one rock wall in Clear Creek Canyon out of Golden, Colorado. For those that are gamblers, I think we talked about that earlier, you know where you're going, right up Highway 6 out of Golden. For those that are out of town, it's a beautiful, wonderful drive through the mountains. And we're driving, and as we're driving up there, I just, as a nurse, I wanted to be there in case any of the 17-year-olds, we know teenagers don't have the smartest brains sometimes, or they're not thinking right when you're going to be climbing this solid rock wall. And as a mom, and when he said, yeah, sure, Mom, you can go, I went, really? I'm going to take every moment of this and absorb it and go with them. So we're driving up, the 5 of us, 4 boys and myself. And I don't know why I said this, but I said, okay, if any of you boys get hurt today, we're going to go right down this road as I was passing over it in Golden. And it's one of the biggest trauma centers in Denver. We're going to go right to that hospital. And the last thing I said is, don't get hurt. And we're driving, and we get up to Tunnel 2. If any of you are going up to Gamble, think about Tunnel 2 the next time you're up there. That's where I was. We parked. We were ready for this wonderful day in October. It was fall. It was beautiful. The skies were blue, not a cloud in the sky. And we were all just so excited. So we came through, and 10 steps into the hike, I was reaching for my nephew's hand. And we had our hands clasped. Thank goodness we weren't like solid, clasped, but we had our fingers, and all of a sudden something didn't feel right. And our fingers were going further apart, not closer together. And I didn't know what was going on, but I knew something was happening. And I was slipping on the loose gravel. And that's when I lost my step, or not my step, but that's when I was sliding down Clear Creek Canyon and fell 80 feet at the bottom of the canyon. Now, there were 2 miracles, 2 things that happened that day. A lot of people don't survive an 80-foot fall, more or less down a very rugged, mountainous terrain. Now, it's not a soft landing, right? There's rocks, there's jagged rocks, there's trees. There's all kinds of things down there that I shouldn't have survived, but I'm here to tell my story. So when I was falling, I believe I hit one of the biggest boulders sticking out, and I do have a video. My nephew was at the top, and he didn't video me falling by any means. He videoed after it when I was at the bottom. But I hit one of the boulders, and I broke everything on the right side of my body. Luckily, my arm came up and protected my head. shattered my wrist. I have use of my wrist, but it did not shatter my head or my spirit, I say. It just shattered my wrist and the right side of my body. I'm not saying I came out of this clear. I had broken many bones, all the ribs. I was broken and bruised from my head to my toes. You know, it was one of those falls that is, it's not a nice fall down a canyon. But the other miracle was, it was fall. And what happens to the leaves on the trees in the fall? They come off. But for some reason, there was only one pile of leaves at the bottom of the canyon. Guess where I landed? In the only pile of leaves at the bottom of the canyon. So I think that cushioned my fall a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't really awake or paying attention and observing the situation. It happened so fast. But I had 4 of the best first responders I could have ever had. My nephew and my son are both Eagle Scouts. So Eagle Scouts teaches them, be calm, go get help, and wait, and just attend the patient. So they did everything right. And when I was down there, I didn't realize how far I fell. I didn't know the situation, but I got helicoptered right out of the canyon, right over to that trauma hospital. Kind of odd that it was on me. Now, as a nurse, I took care of patients for 25 years in Denver. That was my job. That was my passion. I'm a caretaker. But as soon as I landed at the bottom of the canyon, my roles were reversed. I was the patient. I was the one that had to be taken care of, be turned every 2 hours, given the medications on time. I was the one laying in the bed. And thank goodness we have nurses and doctors and healthcare. If anybody are in here, yeah, clap. Because I wouldn't be where I am today without that. And then I got over to Craig Hospital. That was my rehab. It's a spinal cord traumatic brain injury hospital in Denver, right there. So where I was and where I live was really a good place to be if I'm going to have a spinal cord. But with that, I had to learn a whole new way of life, a whole different way of doing things. I had 2 months, only 2 months, 8 weeks to figure out a different way. I had a broken arm. I couldn't transfer. I was weak. I was foggy from all the medication. I was still broken and bruised, but I had to learn a whole different way of life. I'm a T7 burst fracture, incomplete paraplegic. So there's a difference, and it's kind of a long title, but paralyzed from my chest down. And during those 2 months at Craig, I learned a lot. They were teaching me how to become independent in my situation of a spinal cord paralyzed woman living my life in a wheelchair. And one of the momentous moments I will never forget was about a week before I was going to go home. I was getting stronger. I was learning the wheelchair, and I was in a power chair into a manual. So by the time I was ready to go home, I was in my chair. And they said, my physical therapist, I love her, you have to get in the bed and get out of the bed and back in your chair. And I thought, hey, that's easy, right? No problem. I was weak, broken and bruised, and I had a cast on. So I rolled up to the bed, and I'm all excited, a little nervous, and I can plop down into the bed, but I couldn't get out. When you only have a third of your body to use, and it's already weak, and you're trying to just reach over and use all the energy you have to get out of that soft bed. You know, mind you, it was not a hard bed. It was one of those when I plopped down, it was so soft it kind of went around me. So I did not get a soft bed when I went home. I got a harder bed that I could adjust. But my physical therapist was above me, and my family was around me, cheering me on. And I broke down. That was the first time I had broke down, and I said, if I can't get up and get out of this bed, what can I do? What can I possibly do if I can't get up and get out? And I cried and I cried. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do in a week when I go home. But my real learning and my learning my new life was at home. They taught me how to do certain things that a paraplegic has to do, but it really started at home. I had to get my house modified. I had to do a lot of things to prepare for that. And so what I learned from this is I needed help. You know, I'm a very independent woman. I wanted to do everything on myself before my accident. I needed help in so many ways. Not just getting in and out of bed. I couldn't get out for months by myself. But guess what? I can now, all by myself, in a harder bed, because time heals. And as a nurse, whether you have a bruise, whether you have a broken bone, whether you have, time does if you get through a hard time in your life. We all have a story. We all have hard, difficult times in our life. Whether it's a loss of a loved one, the loss of 3/4 of the use of your body, whether you lose a dog or you're heartbroken or whatever it is out there, everybody sitting here in this room has a story to tell. Mine is obvious. I'm wheeling around. I'm wheeling around in my wheelchair. Some people, it's not so obvious. But you have to ask for help when you need help. If I'm going to the grocery store, I figured out I'm putting the basket right on my lap and I'm going to get everything I can because I'm independent. But I can't reach the top shelf. So I'm going to ask somebody to get the top shelf items down because I can't. And I look at the things that I can do and I appreciate and I have so much gratitude. I have my brain, I have my arms, I have my strength back. And it took time. And with this, I challenge. A lot of it is your attitude. When I get up in the morning, if the only thing I get to decide is my attitude, I better make it a good one, right? Because with the right attitude, you never know what you can achieve. And that's from Walk, Ride, Rodeo. If you have not seen that movie, that's a must. It's a native of Denver, up in Greeley. But that really struck me because a lot of this does have to do with your attitude. I can sit in bed, and if I don't get up and get out every day, what's the alternative? Depressed, anxiety. A lot of people are going through that right now. So you have to turn this button on from negative to a positive. And I had to sit there for months and weeks and say, Chris, just get up. Just get up. So I get up every day. And if you can do one thing, put your makeup on, put your hair in a bow, go outside to the park. You've done something, but don't lay there. You have to get up. And there's lots of excuses not to. I have plenty of excuses not to, but I choose not to. And that's a choice. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to end my speech with, I challenge each of you to get up, get out, and get rolling every day. And let there be no barriers. Thank you. So, you can follow my journey. I never thought going from scrubs in a hospital to being on stage and talking, but this is my passion. I want to advocate. I advocated for my patients for many years to do the right thing for them. I had to deal with doctors and anesthesiologists and lots of higher up power people. But I wanted to do what was best for my patients, and now I want to do what's best for everybody that's in this room and beyond. There's 64 million people in this country with disabilities. And if I can make a change for everybody behind me, that's what I want to do. So you can follow my journey on Ms. Wheelchair, that's MS, Wheelchair Colorado 2020 and 2021. So thank you so much. Let's have a great time. I got to rock climb today, so that was my first, and archery. So take it. Thank you.
Let's hear it for our
Very much.
band. Wonderful. You guys, we have a lot of really amazing speakers and films at these summits. I hope that you all remember all of them. The one that we are going to show you right now is a story of true adversity and then redemption coming back from that. It's my pleasure to introduce Kara, Star of the World.
Fog floats over a forest of evergreen. A group of hikers climb. In a red jacket and cap, Kara slumps against others beside her. Tall grass is wet.
Finger! My finger! Ow!
They walk in mud. The fog lies low to the
My
ground.
ankle! My ankle! My ankle!
You want to keep on charging?
No!
Yeah!
No!
Kara sits in a living room chair.
How do you want people to remember you?
Here is a great star of America.
Not the world, just America?
However, the world is. Heck with that. Here is a great star of the world. Go, yes.
Titles appear. Kara, Star of the World. On a sunny day, Kara has a dog on a leash and walks down a wide street in Glenwood Springs. The red cliffs rise in the distance. In a town center, Kara leans on a cane and spins and dances with a woman in a pink shirt and pants and cap. Eric Weinmayer, founder of No Barriers.
Kara's mom, Alice, originally reached out to me to share her passion around adaptive technology to, solve problems for people with disabilities to help them live more independently. I'm really impressed by all the things that Alice set up to help Kara live on her own. I mean, it's really simple, but it totally works. She set up a whole series of voice prompts that play throughout the day to remind Kara to do things like walk the dog, to brush her hair, even to make coffee.
In a bright home with wood floors, Kara pours water in a dog's dish.
Kara, turn on the switch on the coffee maker. 'Cause the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
It's a beautiful system that enables somebody who has very little sense of time, date, schedules to live independently.
Alice Brohard.
She's paralyzed on the left side, no use of her left hand or arm. She kind of can fling it around a bit. Her left leg is paralyzed. She's legally blind. She only has half vision in both eyes.
Are you about done getting dressed so you can make it a great day?
She never gained the ability to read or tell time or manage money, except she'll take a $20 bill over a $5 bill.
A note on her dresser. What's within you is stronger than what's in your way.
What do people think about when they meet you?
I'm just different but unique. In my own way, yes,
She was right at my side when she got hit. She was 5.5 years old.
A picture of a young blonde girl. Jim Brohard.
I'll never forget that moment.
It was some, bluebird day, just gorgeous. Wanted to ski that last run of the day. Kara was getting tired, so she and Jim sat down in the snow. She was eating some snow, and then boom. She was hit on the right-hand side stopped breathing immediately. Her little skull was shattered. The young man that hit her, his ski actually broke on her head. So Jim and I were like paralyzed. We did not know what to do. We were just in such shock. And then Brenda, a little 17-year-old lifeguard at the Hot Springs pool, and she skied up, and then she and Jim together started the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Okay. We have a full band here, but I could talk to these guys for a while. That's cool. Sorry, this is awkward. My teleprompter's empty. How about the rain? No, oh my God, I can't tell any jokes.
Shall we play? What do you think?
Please, and thank you.
I want to see him. I want to see him ad lib some more. What do you think? Tell us a few jokes.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
What?
Sorry. Yeah, you guys should take it away.
This song is called Perfect. We don't have the vocalist up here with us again. We're just giving you the mood thing going on here. We usually dedicate this to the wedding couples when we do a wedding. We're springing on them so they don't know what's coming. Let's feature Wes here.
Dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I said you weren't a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it, darling. You look perfect tonight. Hope that someday I'll share a home. I found a love, carry more than just our secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. So fell in love until you growing up, until it's done. Dancing dancing in the dark. Underneath my breath, darling, you heard it, darling, you look perfect tonight. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
How's that for ad-libbing, huh? All right. Ready to go again?
It was some, Bluebird Day, just gorgeous. Wanted to ski that last run of the day. Kara was getting tired, so she and Jim sat down in the snow. She was eating some snow, and then boom. She was hit on the right-hand side, stopped breathing immediately. Her little skull was shattered. The young man that hit her, his ski actually broke on her head. So Jim and I were like paralyzed. We did not know what to do. We were just in such shock. And then Brenda, a little 17-year-old lifeguard at the Hot Springs pool, and she skied up, and then she and Jim together started the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Hit on the side, stopped breathing immediately. Her little skull was shattered. The young man that hit her, his ski actually broke on her head. So Jim and I were like paralyzed. We did not know what to do. We were just in such shock. And then Brenda, a little 17-year-old lifeguard at the Hot Springs pool, and she skied up, and then she and Jim together started the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Pretty much by the time we got down, the helicopter was there. We just didn't know. She was so little. I kissed her goodbye because they wouldn't let us go with her. And I didn't know if I'd ever see her again. But she made it.
Yeah, I try not to think about it. One of the scariest times of my life.
Jim carries a lot more than me of guilt and blame. He said we should have gotten up, we should have sat down. I wish it had never happened. He's blamed himself for a long time. I remember when the neurosurgeon came down the hall to talk to us, he said, I would not have done anything unless I thought she had a chance at some sort of quality of life. I mean, after 35 years, that still is like, I mean, that gave me so much hope. It gave me hope that, you know, the 2 months, the surgeries, the ventilator, the, you know, relearning everything was, yeah, it was tough. You know, even though I was a nurse and Jim was a nurse, we never ever had a clue how difficult it was for people with traumatic brain injuries to recover, the hours and hours of therapy and time, and no guarantees of what the final outcome would be. We were told to put her on a waiting list for a group home, and I think Kara is probably 9 or 10 years old when she was like, I'm not doing that. I want my own life. I want my own house when I grow up.
Alice has also built a team of caregivers that can help Kara so that she can live on and be independent after Alice is gone.
Warm it up.
What's your favorite thing about riding Fox?
He goes where I want him to go, and he does what I want him to do.
You might assume that Kara lives a life of dependence and neediness, but she actually has a lot of freedom.
Have I told you about my dog Tucker? No. He is like so brand new, I swear.
I was thinking that must be something new.
Yeah.
What kind of things does your mom do for you?
She pushes me too darn far
Why does she do that?
to accomplish what I need to do.
How does that make you feel when she pushes you?
Like a rock star.
I heard that Kara really wanted to do a climb. And then I heard her goal was to climb the mountain where she was injured. I really wanted to be there. In some ways, I know that Kara will always be that little girl who was hit on the ski slope. But Alice told me there are times when Kara understands things in a way that would surprise me.
What will you think about when you get to the place where the accident happened?
The way things used to be, and should have been, and what is to become. I'm a great person, and I just would like to hop out of bed and make it a great day. Now! Where's my monkey?
Right here. Kevin's right here. Okay, suck it down, Kara.
So proud for a long time of my car. Great. Actually, I felt like I was in heaven last night.
Why?
Because Jesus died down to kiss me.
He did?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know she's going to have moments where I can't. And we'll have to go, yes, you can. And then she'll be so proud when she's done.
Dear God, please help us up the hill and down the hill as soon as possible. Amen. There, huh?
Have you been training all summer for this again? Do they make you go hiking regularly to get in shape? Good. We're gonna go kick this mountain right in the
I
ass.
don't care. What the hell happens up there? Like,
How are you? Nice to meet you.
I'm overwhelmed by the rope team, by everybody here. Eric, Skylar, I can't thank you guys enough for what No Barriers has brought to our life, and I thank all of you. And I'll probably be crying on the hill. I'm surprised I'm not bawling now, but I'm glad I'm not. So.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
I felt a raindrop.
That's right, we've got your jacket.
When you organize a project like this, you're hoping for a spectacular day. That's not what we got.
Yeah, just putting one foot in front of the other.
But in a way, it kind of fits. Kara was hurt on a beautiful sunny day, and after that, her life changed.
Ow! Ow! You need something to eat?
It's like the nacho room. All these milk beds are stuck together, so it counts as one milk bed.
Right. I'm going back.
We're not going back.
Well, so what? I'm gonna go back.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go.
When you have a brain injury, often you lose your filter. And in Kara's case, her filter is out the window.
No matter what St. Mary says, I hate you. Love you, Kara. Yes, I'm Haya.
We all have a tug of war going on between the pain of the moment and these deeper aspirations. The difference is we hide it. Kara screams it. It's almost like Kara is all our inner voices saying, I hate this shit.
So I'm going to just shift how I hold your arm a little bit. Try and tuck your butt in.
Oh, it is, you bitch.
What? Did you say that word?
Yeah.
Kara, I'm shocked.
Oh,
How you feeling?
fine indeed,
It's hard.
Go, you stupid ass dog there. That's good.
Sometimes the things Kara says are downright hilarious.
Even without her injury, I think she'd still be sassy.
Electric old wires, give me a break.
Yeah, let's hike up the electrical wires.
No, let's down. No, let's down.
Maybe not.
I hate it.
And once we get there,
I
you're
hate
gonna
it.
see how
I
beautiful.
hate it. I hate it. When are we ever going
How about
down?
this? Every time you say I hate it, I'll say I love it.
Oh,
No, okay, I won't. Okay, I won't do that.
It's really hard to listen to Kara in pain wanting to turn back. But I wouldn't be here unless I thought she truly wanted this.
You wanted to go there, okay?
Yeah.
And you're so close. Do you have it in you?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's just do it, yeah. Yep. Almost there, I can see it. And then you can cuss and stamp and scream or just celebrate. Just
Help me! Help me! Josh Groban, help! Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a when tears sunshine head my way, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
Yeah. You made it. This is pretty much where everything happened for you. You and Dad, you were skiing, and you sat down, and you were eating snow, and you were laughing, and doggone it, those skiers came just way too fast and ran right into you.
How dare you? Just how dare you?
Yeah. Yep. Do you want to beat the ground or anything?
I will. Give me that.
Yeah. Just beat the ground. Let it out. Let it out. Yep. Yep. Yeah, let it out.
Who says we don't have the guts in ourselves? I do. We do.
I think you have more guts than almost any person I ever know.
Really?
Yeah. You have more courage inside of you than I have. You have way more. And I am so proud of you, and I love you so much. And I'm so proud to be your mother. So proud of you.
Kara, this is my own personal No Barriers flag.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Will you take it as a
Yes,
gift?
yeah.
It's probably upside down and backwards. There you go. It's all wet and dirty. It's been to a lot of summits, and I want you to have it today because I respect the hell out of you.
How do you feel? Like I have accomplished a barrier?
Yes, great.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
you have. You've accomplished a huge barrier.
Let's get the hell off of this mountain now, I swear. Here,
Kara, you are tough as nails.
My life is pretty different from Kara's. We have different barriers. We have different achievements. But I do understand what it's like to be inside that prison and have no idea how to break out. You feel invisible. You have these deeper yearnings and aspirations. She has all that. Hey Kara, how you feeling?
Like I could jog a mile and a half. Yes,
Every parent, I swear, said, I could not have done what you've done. I could not have had a child who was normal and then not be normal. So many parents have said, I would rather know from the beginning and not have, that little taste and then have it taken away. I love her so much, the way she is now. But it's a grief. It's a loss. Yeah, we made good memories. We made a good foundation. And I think that foundation is what has carried her. I just feel like she's made a big difference in a lot of people's lives. They see the perseverance that she's had. Just being out in the community, just showing people that, hey, I belong, I'm here, I'm part of where we live. She's just not afraid of life.
Missed out on a lot of her normal life. But she's had her own life. And she's a very special woman.
How proud are you?
Choked up.
Are you choked up? You're choked up. Are you gonna cry?
No.
I know Jim and Alice struggled with what Kara's life would look like, whether it'd all be worth it. But she has drive. She has personality. She has community. And she has love.
Love you. Love you. Yeah. But should we eat? The heck with it. Let's go eat, huh? Ready? Okay.
Anything you want to tell people when they see the video?
Just that I am who I am. Don't touch my ass again. Gotcha. My eye. God damn it. Stop, everybody. Okay. Stop.
Because we're pushing through all the barriers today.
Barriers of crap. Stop it. Get your hand off my ass. Swear.
Well, she knows how to swear, doesn't she?
Thanks for playing us on, you guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the film and you were just as moved by watching it as we were as being a part of it. And it's my pleasure to introduce Kara Brauhard, her mom, Alice, and the director of this wonderful film, Daniel Bedell. Before we get into things, as you guys can imagine, a project like this, it takes many people to make it successful. And there are a handful of folks in this room that were up there on that wet, muddy, cold mountain. And I would love for you guys, if you were on this hike, please stand up. And I would love for everybody to give these folks a round of applause. Nice. All right, Kara, you ready for this? Is Kara's mic working? Okay, we'll share a mic. All right, so Kara, we are going to talk a little bit about the training that you did to prepare for this hike. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Walked around the community center.
How many times?
21
in one day.
in one day.
And do you think that that training prepared you for the hike that we were on?
Yes.
So at the community center, you were walking through 6 inches of mud with loose rocks and sloppy grass and wet dogs running all over the place?
Yes.
Fair. All right. Cool. And Alice, would you care to elaborate on some of the training that you did to help with Kara?
Yeah, Kara had a great team that encouraged her to get out and hike in our community. We live in a mountain community, so there was a lot of uphill and downhill training to do. A lot of community center training, swimming at the hot springs pool.
Walking around the block.
Walking Tucker around the block, and just really getting as geared up as we could for a hike that we knew would take a lot of work and energy exerted.
Great. And Kara, after all that training, we all struggled a little bit on that hike. Can you tell us a little bit about how you felt when we finally got to the top?
Like a golden star.
Indeed, golden star. And what was more difficult, the hike itself or having to push yourself through the adversity?
Push myself through the adversity.
Yeah, it was some serious adversity. How about you, Alice? What was your... Oh, you got a mic right over there.
You know, I really thought when we would get to that spot on Sunlight where Kara was hurt that I would have a lot of pain, a lot of sadness. But I was just in awe of what Kara did, what our rope team did to push through a pretty awful, crappy day, an unbelievable day. But again, I didn't have the sadness and grief that I thought that I would experience. I just was so happy and so proud of everyone that came to support us as well.
So when we were driving our way up to Sunlight that morning, did you have that same sentiment? Or were you really thinking it was going to be a lot more difficult?
I just could not even believe that we were driving up in the hellacious rainstorm we were driving up in to hike up a mountain. I could not even fathom what we were going to do.
Yeah, it was definitely a type 2 fun day. But they make the best stories, right, Kara?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I might add that Daniel was so excited that it was raining. He was thrilled beyond belief.
Drama. Yeah, it makes for really easy camera work and shooting and really fun stuff. So, Alice and Kara, in the video, we got to see a glimpse of some of the adaptive technology that you use to live a pretty independent life. And I know just from knowing you two that that's kind of the tip of the iceberg. Would you guys care to elaborate on that? Kara, do you want to talk about what kind of technology you use to make your way around during the day?
Yes. Lucille, I want to say.
Oh, Patty.
Or no, Patty.
Do you want me to talk about
And who's Patty?
My computer.
Oh, like iPatty? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Alice, do you want to chat about Patty a little bit?
Yeah, I found I actually happen to be a registered nurse as well, but I've become a computer geek, a technology geek since Kara's injury, and I happened to find an iPad and 2 apps that run her life. The app that Kara can record her own voice cost $1.99. Kara records her own voice, we set her schedule, and she tells herself what to do all day long. A lot of times people with traumatic brain injuries lack the inner voice in their head that tells them what to do. And by virtue of technology, her own voice on this $1.99 app guides her through her day and tells her what to do. I also found another app for less than $20 that gives her step-by-step picture and audio prompts to do the household chores she needs to do cooking, things like that. And now she's the queen of Alexa. She loves Alexa.
What's your favorite thing to ask or tell Alexa to do?
Be quiet.
Is that Alexa, please be quiet, or Alexa, shut the hell up?
Alexa, please be quiet.
Not expected, but very kind, very kind. Cool. And Alice, and this wasn't touched on in this film, but Alice actually presented a TED Talk about accessible technology, which is pretty amazing. I mean, has anybody else out there hosted a TED Talk before? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, again, I've been a technology geek for a long time, and when we first discovered this $1.99 app that Kara could record her own voice, I was like, oh, I was all over it. It was great. But Apple tends to update their operating systems frequently, and Apple did an update to their operating system, and it took away the capacity for Kara's voice or anyone's voice to go off automatically. Kara would have had to come to the iPad, touch it, to hear the prompt go off. So Kara and I actually started a change.org petition to ask Apple to make a change back to the operating system. And our petition was successful. Apple made a change to their operating system. This was clear back in 2015. So people like Kara can automatically use their own voice to tell themselves what to do. And I was asked to do a TED Talk about what I did, again, I think 2015 or 2016, but I've since become friends, and Kara and I have become friends with the accessibility team at Apple, and it just goes to show you if something isn't working, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help and say, gosh, this really worked well for someone with differing abilities like Kara, and we need to fix it so that other people can enjoy the same freedom that Kara has, the same independence.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, Kara, do you have any next adventures lined up?
Climbing Storm King.
Storm King? Where's Storm King? Is that in Glenwood?
Yes,
Do you want me to help with that? Yes. We live in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, and about 25 years ago there was a horrible fire on a mountain called Storm King. I believe there were 14 firefighters that perished on that mountain in that fire. And there was a tremendous memorial at the top of Storm King Mountain that Kara would like to hike up to and see. So she's been saying that all summer, that she wants to hike up to Storm King and see where the firefighters died.
Yeah. And Kara, you have a kind of a special place in your heart for firefighters, right? Don't you do some stuff? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I bake cookies and other goods.
For
the firemen and the policemen.
All right. Very kind of you. Yeah. So, obviously, Kara pushes through a lot and gives back to her community. She engages with her rope team, as well as Alice and Daniel. And I would love to give some folks in the crowd an opportunity to ask a question to any of these three. And I'm happy to come to you. Yeah. So if anybody in the crowd has a question, Kelly, I see one question. Okay.
All right, we've got a lot of hands in the crowd. I'm going to come right over here, and if you wouldn't mind just saying your name and just letting us know a little bit about you. What are you wearing tonight?
Hi, I'm
khakis.
I'm Jenny Presswalla. The handsome director up there is my husband. I am wearing black leggings and a black and white striped shirt and some leopard print shoes that make all my outfits a little more sassy. Kara is the obvious star of this film, and what she has accomplished is incredible. I'm also so impressed by you, Alice, as a mother. I have a 5-year-old daughter, you know Lilia, and I just really wonder, in your time as a mom, what was your source of strength to be able to do so much? To think of a life for Kara that was independent and strong, that she could be her own person and live the life that she wanted before the accident. And it's just so amazing, not only that Kara wanted to do that and express that at such a young age, but also that you had the strength. And what was your source of strength in that terrible tragedy to be able to not fall into depression, but instead move up into strength. And I'm curious about that. I think about my kids and how much they mean and how emotional that all is as a mother. So thank you.
You know, I always go back to that. It's always been Kara's strength. Kara's always been so determined to live her own life. Again, the community we live in is fairly small, and we were told from an early time that, you know, the only option for Kara was a group home for people
No,
with.
thank you.
Yeah, you're not going. Yeah, we were told early on that that was the only option, and we did have. My husband and I had horrible times, but Kara's strength has always carried us through. And when she said, "I'm not going. I refuse to live in a group home. I want my own life. I want my own house," it was like, okay, I guess we'll figure this out. Somehow we'll figure this out. So that was just my husband and our driving goal for a long time. And Kara, you don't mess with Kara. Once she sets her mind to something. And I was to this day, I am grateful that Kara is still with us. To be at death's door more than once with her, even 35 years later, it's just such a gift and such a joy to have her in our lives. Not all the time. We have our mother-daughter moments.
Going on 45 years.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Kara's personality, her drive, her determination. It was my husband's desire to give her the life that she wanted, and we just did it. We just did it.
Do we have another hand up, Kelly?
Yep. Coming up right behind you. Here's a microphone for you.
I have a question for Daniel. So, Daniel, this is your first film. What were the challenges? And don't say working with me, please. But
That was definitely number one.
What were the challenges, and what did you learn through the process?
Well, obviously the day of was definitely a big challenge. Trying to have we had a small film crew, but working through those conditions was definitely a challenge. I think one of the things I really learned was just to not underestimate people and how much is there. And it's been such a privilege to get to know Alice a bit better and to get to know Kara a little bit better. And, I think for Kara, obviously, it was a little bit tough, the interview we had, to just have this random guy come into her house and set up a bunch of lights and ask her questions. And it was both a challenge, but also so fun to comb through all that footage and find all these moments of Kara really expressing herself in some special ways. And Kara, remind me, who is it that taught you to smoke and cuss?
My cousin Chris.
Yeah. Thanks to cousin Chris, there was so much great material in there, it was a learning experience, and I think the thing I really wanted to do was try to show something that was genuinely Kara, that wasn't just a motivational video or a No Barriers commercial, but that showed that life can be really hard, and it's not magically fixed by getting to the top of a mountain or even by living at home alone, and that the struggle continues. And that's really what impresses me about Kara and Alice, is that they're always game. It's not going to be easy, but they're up for it. And Jim too. And I think it was. I think it was a special thing that we got to capture Jim in what turned out to be, some of his last months. And I know that interview wasn't easy for Jim either, and he was also someone who was game to do something for Kara. There's so many people around Kara that want to see her succeed, and I'm just privileged that me and Eric and the rest of the film team got to add to that and to hopefully create something that to show what Kara's perseverance and personality in life is like. How was that for a long answer, Eric?
We've got another question out. We've got another question out here.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am about 5'4". I have a long brown braid, and I am decked out in No Barrier swag like no other right now. So my question is actually for Kara. A little bit of a background story. In What's Your Everest in 2019, I had just got my wilderness first responder course, and so I was put on trail to keep an eye on people, and I actually just randomly got the pleasure of walking with both Kara and Alice and their support team up the mountain in, I actually think I was in A Basin at the time, and we made it up there, and that was to my knowledge, your first What's Your Everest experience. And so my question to you is, what inspired you to come to that event?
What was the last part of the question?
She was asking Kara what inspired her to come to the No Barriers
Okay.
event.
Why did you want to come to your first No Barriers Summit?
Do you need to remember?
Yes.
Okay. You saw Eric at Colorado Mountain College and you wanted to do some of the things he did.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them that?
I saw Eric at CMC Mountain College, and I wanted to do some of the things he did.
Nice.
Do we have any other questions out here? We have time for one more if we have one. All right. Oh, wait, we do have one more. I'm coming to you.
Hello, my name is James. Kara, what's your favorite, or maybe Mom needs to answer this, what is your favorite present you gave for Mother's Day to Mom?
What's what?
Favorite Mother's Day present she's ever given you?
Oh, what's the favorite Mother's Day present?
A moose.
A moose.
Yeah.
A moose. It's true.
Yes.
I love moose. Kara loves to give me moose.
Yes.
So any occasion,
Yes.
special occasion,
Yes.
what do I get?
A moose.
Did Kevin make it here, by the way?
Yes,
Okay, Kevin's here.
Kevin was a very imperative part of our climbing team. Who's Kevin?
My monkey.
Yeah. So, Kara, are you going to be hiking in What's Your Everest on Sunday?
Yes.
Nice. Is anybody out there on Kara's rope team? All right, rope team right up front. How many people out there would jump on Kara's rope team? Nice. Well, Kara, Alice, Daniel, it's great to have you guys here with us. It's such a wonderful place to show the film and tell your story, Kara and Alice. And I know that is the first, not necessarily the first, but one of many adventures to come. And I know that I'm proud to be on your rope team. And I look forward to seeing what you accomplish next.
Yes.
Any closing remarks?
No.
No sappy motivation? No advice for the crowd?
Just do it.
Just do it, folks. Let's get a round of applause for these guys. Cool. You guys can move around. Oh, keep going? Great. The what? Oh, yeah, I'm going. Cool. Yeah, okay, guys, so before we end the night, we have one more short film to show you guys. And this focuses a little bit on what No Barriers does, how they provide these amazing experiences for people. We do these amazing backpacking trips out in the middle of nowhere. We do whitewater rafting. We have amazing events like this. And we are fortunate enough to have this magical little chunk of northern Colorado called the No Barriers Mountain Campus. And thanks to some phenomenal donations, a ton of hard work, this place just got an amazing facelift, and we're so proud to show the video to give you guys a little sneak peek.
It's an amazing Earth Day here today. The weather is perfect, nice breeze, a little bit of sunshine, and couldn't have asked for a better day. Had quite a different skill set of people come out today. We had some, that they came out with the mindset of, hey, I'm just gonna pick up trash, and they're over there drilling pilot holes and drilling in deck boards, cutting them down, and they're honestly surprising themselves.
Today is Campus Work Day. Happy Earth Day. We're all out here enjoying this beautiful weather, getting our campus ready for programs.
We are here for Earth Day, doing the next round of cleanup and building for the No Barriers Mountain campus. We'll have veterans, we'll have youth, we'll have caregivers coming up here to enjoy this beautiful mountain campus, but there's still work to do to get it ready for everyone.
It's been quite the mix of labor, and it's pretty amazing to see everyone come out together and get the task done.
All right. Hopefully, you guys will all have a chance to see this beautiful place one day. We run a lot of programs up there. Please keep an eye on it. Now, I'd love to bring to the stage Mr. Dave Scherna.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to add a couple words about this amazing campus. I ran No Barriers as executive director for many years and helped start the organization. And one of the things that Eric Weinmeier and I talked quite a bit about over the years, the early years, was how wonderful would it be to have our own place. You guys are at the YMCA, a spectacular facility. We wanted our own special place where we could create transformation right there in the way that we wanted to. And this piece of land that's 150 acres surrounded on all sides by national forest land. We're making it fully accessible, but it's one step away from wilderness. So it's not like what you're experiencing here. You sleep in tents, they're on platforms, there are a few basic buildings, there's an amazing ropes course, there's great hiking trails, great backcountry trails very nearby. And the reason we wanted a place like that is because, as you can see from the videos that you've been watching tonight, these stories that we like to tell, we like to push people to their limits. And we felt like the kind of campus we wanted would be designed to do just that in a controlled way, to push people to their limits. And that's what we now have in Northern Colorado. I hope that at some point, all of you out there get a chance to come out and visit the facility. It is mostly designed for what I would say are a very common type of program that we've run for many years. It's about 10 to 30 people. So it's a retreat-based facility. It can have more than that, but it's really designed for these intimate retreats of people who come for multiple days and go through our transformative No Barriers Life curriculum while in the great outdoors. So I invite you all to check out more about the campus at nobarriersusa.org. Ask any of our staff about how you might be able to come out and visit the campus. It's about 45 minutes west of Fort Collins, which is just up in northern Colorado. So I invite you all to visit it at some point. And in this room are many people who made this happen, both through donations and labor. I spent many hours hammering. I've been a contributor as well. But I want to say thank you to everyone in the room who made this campus vision a reality over the past 5 years. Let's give a round of applause to those people who contributed. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave. All right, you guys. So the band is here and ready to fire it up tonight. I hope you guys are ready to do some dancing. We got some snacks, some pizza, some more beverages in the back to keep you fed and hydrated. Before we dive into that, just a few housekeeping notes and the plan for tomorrow. We are not in this building tomorrow. Does everybody get that? We are not in this building tomorrow. We are moving over to the Roosh Auditorium, which is that way. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like one door that way, correct? Wait, am I pointing the wrong way? Okay. Perfect. That means breakfast and lunch are in the Roosh Auditorium. They are not in the Aspen Dining Hall downstairs. So please get your breakfast and lunch at the Roosh Auditorium. Our afternoon sessions, hypnosis and soul performance, both happen tomorrow at 4 p.m. These are after your afternoon activities. It's a choose your own adventure, hypnosis with Dr. Vidor Friedman, or soul performance with Sam Morris. Hypnosis is inside the auditorium, and soul performance is on the porch. For your other activities tomorrow, please sign up. If you haven't, use the app, stop in at the front counter, or drop in. But please try to sign up first. But we want you guys to be out there. We want you to have some fun. So do whatever you can to get on to some activities. One update about activities, birding, if anybody's doing birding, is from 2 to 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow night, our evening event will be inside Roosh Auditorium. Reminder, nothing happens here. If you show up to this room, it will be very quiet, very boring. You're still welcome to be here, but I encourage you to go to Roosh Auditorium. The shuttles will continue to run tomorrow. If anybody had trouble getting around on the shuttles today, please talk to one of our volunteers with the orange vests. They will get you squared away on the shuttle that you need to get you where you're going. That's all I got. But you can find food left side of the room, drinks right side of the room, and the dance floor. There's a perfect dance floor right here. So please enjoy Groove in Motion.
I just want to play up how much pizza we have. Nate just said it, but all the way in the back of the room on the left-hand side is pizza, and we've got some staff there to help serve it up. Enjoy.
All right, let's eat pizza and do some dancing.